Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Data Structures and Algorithm in Python course. In today's lecture, we'll be solving some basic problems in string. So let's start. Let's look at our first problem called print all substring. So you will be given a string and your task is to print all the possible substring will be created from this string, right? So here the string is given A, B, C. Now the possible substring for this will be first will be A, then it could be AB, it could be ABC. Then if we take only B, so B could be a string substring, then BC it could be a substring, and at last C will be a substring. Now let's see how we can do that. So let's say I've given a substring called, let's say, A B C D E, right? Now, we all know that each character in string is associated with an index, and index always start from 0, 1, 2, up to this will be n minus 1, right? This will be n minus 1. Now, let's say I want to create substring from this index number 0. Then what would be the possibility? First, I could make from 0 to 0, right? That could be a substring. Then from 0 to B, that could be also another substring. Then from 0 to 2, so from A to C, that could be another substring. From A to D, from 0 to 3, and at last from 0 to n minus 1, right? So these many are possible from this point, from 0th point. Similarly, if we consider this B, point number 1, right? So index 1. Now what are the possibility? From B to B, from 1 to 1, it could be one substring. Then 1 to 2, it could be one substring. 1 to 3, and 1 to 4, right? Then if we consider from 3, from 2, so from 2 to 2, it could be one substring. Then from 2 to 3, then from 2 to n minus 1. Similarly for D, it could be from D to D, D to E, and for E, it will be only one substring. Means what we are doing, first we are considering one index, then from this index we are just creating the substring from that index to n minus 1 index, right? Similarly for 1, we are creating a substring from 1 to index number n minus 1, right? So for at last will be for n minus 1, we'll be creating from n minus 1 to n minus 1, right? Means that is basically one string. So let's see how we can do that. To do that, you can see we have to run a for loop for 0 to n minus 1 first. Then for each index, we have to run another for loop, right? And that for loop will be from that index to n minus 1, right? When we are at 0, so we'll be run a for loop from 0 to n minus 1. Similarly, when we are at 1, we'll be running a for loop from 1 to n minus 1. So let's see how we can do that. Let's take a string. Let's take str equals to abcd, let's say abc, and let's create a function def, and the function will be, let's say, print all substrings. Okay, then it will take a string. Then first let's calculate the length of the string. Let's say n equals to len of str. So previously we have seen that how we can calculate the length of the string. Then we'll run a for loop for I in range, and the range will be from 0 to n, right? N minus 1. So that n is excluded, so that's why the range will be running from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, then we'll take another for loop, right? So let's create that for j in range, and this j will be starting from this I, right? But here we will taking I plus 1, because I plus 1, because when we create substring, the last index will be excluded. That's why we are taking plus 1. So from I plus 1 to n plus 1, right? Then what we'll do, we'll just print the substring. How to print this? We have to get help of slice method, and that would be str, then square braces, then the start would be I, and the end would be j, right? So that is the problem, and that's it. This is the problem, it will return nothing. So let's invoke this function. Let's call it print all substring, and then pass the string to it. And now if we just run this, you can see it is printing a, then ab, then abc, b, bc, and c. Now if we change this to d, e, f, and now if we run this, you can see it starts from a and it goes up to f, then it starts from b, goes up to f, like that. So I hope now you have understood this problem. Now let's look at our next problem. So what is the next problem? We have to write a program to reverse a string. You can see here is a string given a, b, c, d, e. Then we have to reverse it. When we reverse it, the string will be look like the last character will be in the first, then the second last will be in the second position, and the middle will be in middle, then b will be here, and then the first character will be go to the end of the reverse string. So how to do that? Now let's say uh, we have a string containing this much of character, right? Now we know we can't modify the string, right? We can't reverse the string by itself. In array we have seen that we were swapping the values, right, to reverse it, swapping like this. So if it could ef, then first we just swap these two values. But here in string it is not possible, it is not possible. So how to do that? Let's see how we can do that. So that is pretty clear that if we reverse a string in Python, every time we have to return a new string. That is the case. We can't modify the string itself. That is not possible. Then how to do that? Let's say here is the given string is A, B, C, D, E. Right? Now let's take a resultant string. Let's take a res string, and initially it like it is like empty. Okay? It is like empty. There is nothing here. Now let's run a for loop from here. Let's run a for loop here. For this string, let's run a for loop. It would be like, so for char in str, right? So char, so when I run this, so this every character will be represent this each character. First the character will be a, then b, then c, then d, then e, right? Now what we'll do, let's say first we are at that 0th index at a, right? Then let's say I change this raise value to a plus whatever the raise is there. Means in the first step I'll be go to this position at a, then what I'll do, I'll just add this a with the empty string. Then how, what it will become, it will become a, right? Then we move this pointer, to here, means we are at second position. Then what will happen, then we'll do the same operation. So operation will be raise string, resultant string equals to the current element, current character. Let's write it again. So it will be like raise equals to char, current char plus this raise. Okay, this is the operation. Now first operation is done. Now the rays become A. Now the rays become A. Now we are at second position. Then character will be B. Then we'll concatenate this. Then result will be what? It will be nothing but BA. Okay. Now in the second step, what will happen? This resultant string will be BA. Right. This resultant string will be BA. Then we are at third index. We are at here. Then the character will be C. Then we'll concatenate this two string, and the new string will be become CBA. Right. Then in the next step, this resultant string will be CBA. Right. Then we'll be at this position. Then it will be D. Right. Then the resultant string will be DCBA. Okay. Now in the next step, the resultant string will be DCBA, and the current character will be this, right? E. Then the resultant string will be EDCBA. Now you can see the previously the string was ABCDE. Now it is reversed to EDCBA. So what we have done, we have run a for loop. Let's say we have run a for loop for then we gone through each character in string. Then what we have done, we have just every time we have just changed the raise value. So in the outside we have assume a raise string, right? And every time we just update this raise string. So we are update by current character plus this raise. And every time when we try to update, it will concatenate them and it will create a new string. It will create a complete new string. Now let's see how we can write it. So let's remove this, also clear this. Okay. Now let's take a string str equals to, let's say b c d e f. Okay. Now let's write a function called def and name it as reverse string. Okay. Then it will take a string. First, what we'll do, we'll consider as a result string, raise str, and initially it will be empty. Then the next step is we'll run a for loop and we'll go through each character for char in str. What we'll do, we'll modify this raise every time we change this value and change it with char plus raise str, right? Then at last will be return this string, this raise str. Now let's call this function. Let's and save it. Let or rave str, reversed str, and we'll call this reverse string, and we'll put the string str, and whatever the reversed value, we'll print this. Print rave str. Okay. So now let's try to run this. You can see initially it was A B C D E F, and it is now reversed to F E D C B A. Now if we just put A B C here and try to run this, now you can see this is changed to C B A. So that's how we reverse a string. Also, we could make it little bit easy. How to do that? Let's create another function similar to that. And now let's comment the first one. Now we'll do the same thing. We'll do the same thing using string slicing. How to do that? In spite of this code, we'll just directly return this str and then just we'll create a substring and it will be from the end. And if we now try to run this, let's change it Let's put it ABCD, and if you run this, you can see this is also a possible answer, right? This is also correct. So this is all about how we can reverse a string. So that's it for today's video. We'll in the next video we'll be solving another problems for in string. So thank you.